Hey, so I decided to make my second video of today just because my lips look absolutely gorgeous, if I do say so myself, thanks to Angela Minji Kim's recommendation. And this video is going to be a review of the product that I'm holding and waving around in my hands right now. It's the Chanel Teinte Innocence, and I actually wanted to review this foundation with you guys a long time ago, but I never actually had the opportunity to. I just didn't get around to filming it, and I've been putting it off for a long time, and I wanted to review this foundation for like a long time. Anyways, as you guys know, if you watch my other older videos, I have been swearing by the Laura Mercier I'm not sure, I think it's a moisture foundation, but anyway, it's the Laura Mercier foundation that comes in a tube. It's the brown tube, and I absolutely love that foundation, don't get me wrong, but I recently, well, not recently, quite some time ago, I swapped over my NARS Orgasm Blush for this foundation, and I have fallen in love with it. I can't remember where I read the review, but apparently this foundation, the Teinte Innocence from Chanel, happens to be a very lightweight, light coverage foundation, which I'm not very prone to because I do have acne-ridden skin and I like to cover it up and look pretty much flawless. But anyway, I decided to give it a go because that was what I saw from her list that I liked, and I decided to swap my Orgasm Blush to her. So she was kind enough to send me this Chanel foundation, and it comes in a small jar like that with the nice C logos. I like the packaging. It doesn't come with a pump, which is, to some people, it's very unsanitary, but to me, I think, it's fine as long as you wash your hands every time you use it, like before you use it, and it should be alright because you're only using it for yourself. So it looks kind of icky now, but trust me, I've seen or I've created far more worse messes than that. And anyway, that's not a really good, doesn't sound really good. One thing is the smell kind of is a bit funky. I don't know whether it's because it's been used before, or I think it was advertised as 90% to 95% used, but it's got a very like suntan lotion kind of smell, which might be because also of the SPF that this foundation contains. It's SPF 12, which is not really much at all, and it's described here as a naturally luminous fluid makeup, and I do agree because it does look very luminous. It looks very dewy. It's a very dewy finish makeup. Dewy finish makeup. It's a very dewy finish foundation, and it doesn't last for very long, unfortunately. And I always regard this as more of a tinted moisturizer rather than a fully fledged foundation. And I think it stems from the fact that I knew that it's a very light coverage foundation. So I always regarded it as like very light, like a tinted moisturizer rather than a foundation. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. And I haven't, like, when I first got this, it was like in the middle of winter and I was really pale, and my Laura Mercier foundation suited me to a T, but I went back to Malaysia for a while, and then I got a bit darker. I got a bit of sun, and when I came back, I was really happy to find that I could actually use this shade. And because this was like one shade lighter, one shade darker than the sample that I got from the Chanel counters. So, and this is in the shade 30 Shell or Cendre. So I would usually be number 20, which is I think Claire. Um, but yeah, so I'm really happy. It actually, even if I was pretty pale, I could still pull this off. But then, like, my neck and like my chest area would be pretty pale, and my face would be not. But it looks really natural looking. It doesn't look like, it doesn't look like foundation in your skin. And as I said before, it's a very dewy finish. I really like the dewy finish. I don't really like the very powdery matte finish kind of thing. So yeah, I'm kind of like, it's kind of funny that, I have acne prone skin and I want a full foundation, but I want a dewy finish. It kind of contradicts itself, but yeah. Anyway, back to the foundation. It doesn't last very long. I wear it to work and usually starts to fade around after 4 hours maybe. And it does transfer. I think it transfers, like if I wear a collared shirt and it's white, I think it transfers as well. And when I wipe I blot my lips or something, the foundation or the powder or whatever does transfer. So it's a very transferable, doesn't last very long, which is kind of like the bad points of this foundation. But I like the finish of it, which is like for dewy finishes. I don't recommend if you wanted a matte finish, and I don't recommend for people who want like full coverage foundation. So this does not cover like everything. Like the Laura Mercier one, basically if you put it on top of like your blemishes and stuff, it will cover your blemishes, but not this one. You can still see them. You need to use concealer to conceal your blemishes after putting on your foundation and before your powder. So I didn't buy this makeup. I keep saying this makeup, but this foundation. So I don't know if it's very value for money, but I would assume not, just because Chanel costs a lot anyway. But I do like this foundation. Repurchasing wise, I am not so sure whether I will repurchase this particular foundation. I might just try like another Chanel foundation, like Matte Lumiere or Pro Lumiere, depending on which reviews I read are better. Just because I've tried this one and I like to try different things out, and I'm not so keen on like the very light coverage foundations anyway. So after using this up, I would probably say I would not be repurchasing this. Yeah, just because I want to try the other Chanel foundations out. So yeah, and packaging wise, I guess if you're really icky about having to pour it out and stuff, I find it really not that troublesome at all. What I do is I usually put it onto the base of my hand over here. So I hold my hand out like this and I pour it, and then I just sort of like dip it and like um I just sort of stop, like I'll twirl it to stop the flow, and then I'll just press it to my hand and take it off, so that um, the foundation doesn't spill onto other things and whatnot. So yeah, and that's all I have to say about the Chanel Teinte Innocence. I think this shade works well for me as well, just because I think it's a very natural shade. Like some foundations can look a bit too pink or a bit too yellow, but this one's very, very nice, like a medium sort of in the middle mid-tone kind of foundation. I don't know how to say it, but yeah. So just think of it as, like NW or NC. So NW can look pretty pink and NC looks really yellow, but this one's like sort of very natural looking. There's no tint to it, basically. There's no pink or yellow tint to it, and it just looks like your natural skin color. And or like for me, this makes me look a bit more tan, or like with a bit of sun, like a sun-kissed look. So I really enjoy using this. Yeah. And that's all I have to say about this. Thank you.